Are we ready? Yeah. Okay. Welcome, everyone. Welcome to the March 2023 meeting of the HARB, Scranton Architectural Review Board, Historic Architectural Review Board. We have members of the board, which I'd ask to introduce themselves.
Conrad, Bosley.
Michael Muller.
Richard Leonori.
Katie Gilmartin.
Katie Kearney.
And Daniel Penetar is participating by telephone, and I am Brittani. I am the coordinator for the boards, commissions, and authorities.
Okay. I would like to call the meeting to order. And we start with our review of minutes. And ask the board to.
I'll make a motion to accept the minutes of the previous meeting as circulated.
Do we have a second?
I'll second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Okay.
Aye.
I will abstain since I was not present.
Fair enough. And on our agenda, we have a review of an application of certificate of appropriateness for 343 Adams Avenue. Jarrett, is that you? Yes. Would you like to present your case, please?
Is it 343 or 434? I'm sorry.
343.
Okay.
Jared Schnessel, business name Spice Asian Market, would like to replace the existing sign insert with a new sign insert displaying our logo with our business name on it. This will be installed in the existing sign, which currently sits above our front window. The sign is 12 feet by 3 feet long. You can refer to the logo file that I submitted to see our logo if you like. No other changes will be made to the property except the installation of this sign insert.
Jared, is this sign self-illuminated? Is the sign self-illuminated?
No, there's two light bulbs behind it.
It's a light box.
It's a light box.
Yes, I'm sorry, it's a light box.
I noticed that there is a light fixture above this sign. And I don't know if that's within your jurisdiction, but would you be willing to not internally light this sign and perhaps have a different type of light mounted above it, or even add 2 other lights on the side, like 3 small lights, something to come overhead and light the sign, rather than lighting it up from the inside?
I don't have control of the lights that are above, the light that's above the sign. I don't have any control of that light. The switch inside only controls the bulbs inside the light box. So I don't know.
Okay, you don't think your landlord would allow something like that?
I believe this gentleman is representing the sign company. Is that
Or the
true?
sign company?
Or are you the
Or
tenant?
are you the tenant?
I'm a tenant, yeah.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
My apologies.
Okay. Anyway, that's my sense. I have no problem with the graphic. I have no problem with the sign, the size. But I don't think we can say that an internally lit sign or a light box sign is appropriate. Now, I know your neighbor has one there and everything, but we're trying to make Scranton a little different. And we would certainly entertain, if you could, some overhead lights that would light this up, of maybe a gooseneck kind of something, a little decorative or something. I think that would enhance the sign. But that would be my recommendation, and I open it up to conversation from the board.
This light box is an existing light box, correct?
Yes.
And this proposal is really just to replace the acrylic of what was there previous with a new piece of acrylic with this signage?
And that's all I want to do, yeah.
Understand. Okay.
Yeah.
I personally don't take exception to the application, so I will make a motion to accept it.
Okay, second?
I would second it.
Okay, all in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Okay. You have your sign, not with my blessing, but you have your sign.
Appreciate it, thank you.
Thank you. Okay, what's next? Topics of discussion. Sunshine Act and the RTK officer appointment. Brittany, is this yours?
That is actually from Attorney Eskra, Solicitor Eskra. She sent out to Dan, and he forwarded it to you guys all in an email to review. But pretty much for the Sunshine Act, you know, we just ask that any decisions that are made to be made at a meeting and not outside of meetings to stay in accordance with the Sunshine Act. Also, you guys do need to appoint a right-to-know officer, but again, now William is not here, so you still do not have, you know, you want to give him the opportunity to vote as well for appointing purposes of who should be the right-to-know officer.
Okay.
So I guess I can defer that until the April meeting, and hopefully he'll be here for that, if that's okay with you guys.
With regards to the Sunshine Act, I think the memo that was distributed was discussing the appropriateness to discuss applications or vote decisions outside of an actual meeting. There's nothing to really discuss, though, right? I think it's more of a, please be aware that we cannot be making decisions via email. They need to be in person.
Right, correct.
Was it
But
the-
do we need to make a decision about the changing, because the reason it came up was because of the bank on
Fair.
North Washington, so do we need to make a decision about that?
A formal decision would be nice, yes.
So to clarify, there was an email from a previous applicant with a certificate of appropriateness with an additional change, and there were email correspondence about that change, which were very minor, and we all felt they were minor, but I think to bring it to this meeting, the change was the location of a keypad for an entry door.
From one side of the door to the other.
Right, so I don't know if we can I make a motion to accept the change for that applicant? I don't even have the address in front of me to,
203? Yeah, 203.
yes.
Yes.
So the application for the address at 203 North Washington Avenue to change their keypad from the right side to the left side, I'm making a motion to approve that.
I would
second?
second that motion.
All in favor?
Aye.
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 Motion passed.
Sorry about that. Okay, and next is your, oh,
Just one question. One question about the right-to-know officer. What does that imply?
So-
As a member of the board, all requests would come to that person, or that person would be responsible for replying to the right-to-know?
so it's pretty much if a member of the public has a question in regards to your board,
Right.
that question would then come to you. You would be responsible to supply or reply or deny, because you do have that, depending on what the question is and if it's reasonable. You have that opportunity to do that. Right-to-knows we get them within the city, and normally, you know, there is a right-to-know officer that we have here in the city. She would be more than willing to train you. Dan or whomever your solicitor is more than willing to help you guys, guide you with what you can produce and what you can't produce. But yeah, pretty much that would be that person. He would be responsible for replying. It is actually a state thing. You guys have to be registered with the state as a right-to-know officer. So that would be your task.
Is the officer responsible for identifying whether a response is appropriate or not? Or is that a board decision, or is that a decision with the solicitor?
That would be a decision with the solicitor, yes.
And the documents that might be turned over as a result of a right to know, are they our responsibility, or are they something you would assist us with?
That would be something I would assist you with.
Understand.
Yes.
But the correspondence would be through the officer?
Correct.
Understand.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Learn something new every day.
Really? Are we ready to move on? Okay, we apparently have some invoices to approve. We have the Scranton Times invoice for March, $91.04. May I accept a motion?
I'll make a motion to approve the Scranton Times invoice.
Second.
I will second the motion.
All in favor?
Aye.
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 And then we have our lawyer's fee. Daniel Penetar's invoice, February and March, $199.50. Do I have a motion?
I'll make that motion.
Second.
And I'll second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Our next meeting is April 13th.
Yes.
Okay, this was very short.
Short and sweet and simple. But I
Yes.
just need a motion for adjournment now.
Okay. May I have a motion to adjourn?
I'll make a motion to adjourn.
Second.
Aye.
All in favor?
Aye.
Okay. Brittany, we're adjourned.